of the security aspects of supply chain. So let's get started. Something about me. I'm Aishwarya, and I'm a DevSecOps engineer at Initialize Labs. Initialize is a rapidly growing tech startup specializing in the field of cloud native architecture and development. So we are innovative, and we have taken this initiative because we feel that it is necessary to aware our fellow developers and other people who are interested in the vast environment of cloud native technologies and security, and will keep them safe. Moving forward, since this is our first meetup, I'm going to introduce a little about what is a secure supply chain. So there are many aspects to secure supply chain, and it is a vast ocean of information and information tools and technologies. But right now, I'm going to give you an introduction. So throughout SDLC, it is often seen that this is a misconception that security is an aspect of the CI/CD or DevOps, but it is not. We have to shell our applications right from the start, and it is necessary that at every step of the SDLC cycle, security is taken care of. So from coding to deployment, security measures are crucial. Secure coding practices, continuous security testing, and access controls are necessary to prevent attacks. Moving on, cloud services. Often, new developers or small startups rely on a multitude of components and technologies provided by third-party vendors. And a secure supply chain ensures that these components are sourced from the reputable and trusted providers. Employing digital signatures and verification mechanisms ensures that the software deployed within the cloud is from trusted sources. Assessing risks associated with each component in the cloud supply chain is essential. Compliance with industry standards like ISO, SO2, etc. ensures that security protocols are met and potential risks are mitigated through the standardized security practices. Not only this, you have to make sure that personal data of the user, of the people you have you have taken trust of, are encrypted and are safe within your application, so you mitigate the risk of data breaches and or unauthorized access. It is always said in security that it is better to mitigate rather than dealing with it, because that reduces one step. Also, uh, educating users and stakeholders about security best practices, potential risks, and their role in maintaining a secure cloud environment is vital for overall security. That is that is the step that the initiative that Initialize has taken, and that is also one step from you, because you have joined us and you are attending this series. So we are very, very, very thankful to you. So let's get on to the agenda of today. So on today's bucket list, we are exploring Grype. Grype is a vulnerability scanning tool, and later on we'll talk about what are the prerequisites you need when you have to run Grype on your computer. Then I'll demonstrate how to install and scan a Docker image with Grype, and then we have a little surprise for you guys. So let's get started. What we have Grype, and that's we'll explore its power, utility, and impact today. So little about Grype. It, as I said, it is a powerful open source vulnerability scanner specifically designed for container environments. So it is open source, and it is necessarily for container environments. And then it focuses on scanning container images, identifying the vulnerabilities present, and it will inform you how you can also fix it. Because mostly when we see it, it is about libraries or dependencies. So it will give you whole specific, or what do you say, an elaborative measures that you can take to secure your application. But not only this, we often see that there are so many tools out there, but what makes it so powerful and utility driven is that it supports a wide range of package ecosystems like Debian, Red Hat, Alpine, and more, allowing users to scan images regardless of the package manager used. So you have to keep the tension aside that what you're using or what distribution you're using. And it also supports a large variety of languages. So you can directly scan your Docker image and you're good to go. Not only this, Grype can be integrated into CI/CD pipelines or container orchestration platforms, allowing automated vulnerability scanning as a part of development and deployment process. Plus, using it is super easy. I also felt that since it's a security tool and it is so powerful, it might be a little complicated, or learning it would be a whole um, long process. But trust me, this video can easily help you get started. So we really need to know about the prerequisites. The OS that Grype supports are Mac OS and Linux distribution, but a large population uses Windows. So I'm going to demonstrate how you can use Grype on Windows. I'm using WSL, that's a Windows subsystem for Linux. So or you can get that activated from the settings of your Windows computer, and you are good to go. I'm using the Ubuntu distribution of Linux, and other than that, we need container runtimes like Docker or Podman. I'm using Docker today, so it is necessary to create images that we have to scan. As you can see, this is the installation process. That is a simple command. If you want to install using URL, you can directly go to your CMD or command line, uh, and you can just use the curl command. I'm using Homebrew today, and even in Mac OS, it is just one step. So let's get started. So this is the official page for Grype. You can see from here, you can see the commands. Even if you miss out it on the video, you can directly copy it from here, and you can run it on your CMD. So I'm using Homebrew, as I said. So these are the commands, and let's go to the terminal. So meanwhile, I'm running the installation commands. You guys can tell me what brings you to this event. Either you're a student, or you're from a startup, or you're just intrigued about the security aspects of CI/CD or anything. You can write it in the comments. Okay, so I already had Grype in my system, so there's no need to install it. But it would take 1 minute or so for you if you're using it newly. So today I have an image. I already have an image. I compressed earlier, so I'm going to use that today. So this is the kind of command you can use. So this is officially Grype, and then this is the Docker image tag, and I'm using the latest version of that image. So I've added the latest tag, and then I want the output in JSON format. Um, First of all, the default is stable. So if I don't add this flag, it will show the vulnerability scans into a tabular format. Okay. So that's what happened when you don't take warnings seriously. I just missed that. Right. So okay, so um, people can see my image screen. All right, no problem. Okay, so that was a blunder. Uh, let's let's start this again because my screen was not visible. Okay, so I was talking about how you can install Grype, and I'm using Homebrew. If you want, you can use the curl command. Now, so it is pretty easy since I have installed it right into the last steps. I'll show you again how you can do it. Okay, so we have installed Grype here, and I have a compressed image, so I'm going to use it. And this is the latest image of my compressed application. So I've added the compressed tag, sorry, the latest tag, and we have the Docker address over here. So by default, Grype gives you vulnerability scans into a tabular format. So if you want, you can also do it in JSON for elaborative scan. I'll do that right after this. So meanwhile, let's take a look at the commands. I hope you guys have something for me. Okay. Oh, we have the scans right here. So, how do you analyze these vulnerabilities? So, as an advice, you can skip the low and negligible ones. You can just, you can skip fixing them right now, like right when you scan it, and you can focus on the medium and high ones. So, we have one high vulnerability, which is, bi- as I can see, and anticipate that it is a version, it is because of a version vulnerability. So if you want to see how we can see it in elaborative purposes, that's how we do it. We'll see it in JSON format, and we can read that out. Right. So we're looking for the high ones. So let's search that. Okay. So as you can see that how Grype is different, it because it shows vulnerabilities into layers. Now we have this low vulnerability here, but in a related vulnerability we have the high one, right? So that you can also check. So that's what Grype gives you, and but we are looking for the actual um, high vulnerability here. Yes. So if you want to check what version you have to fix or what um, things you have to patch, you can go directly to this URL, and it will give you a detailed version of what's wrong. So this is saying that you can see here that this is the problem. We had the version 1.20.12, but there's a ratio of versions that it should be in the ratio of +1 to -1. So the latest one is 1.21.0, and you must have it from here till here. So how do you fix it? You fix it by going back to your code base and changing it to changing the version, including this range, and then you directly create another image, and then you scan it, and then the whole vulnerability will be gone. So that was basically uh, that was mostly from the side of right. So this is the range that is from here till here. You can fix it, and you can directly create another image and scan it. So that was all about Grype, how you can scan images and check for vulnerabilities and fix those. But also after this, it's a whole lot of process, and you have to be very a little more proficient about the Docker images, or the process of like how to create images through Docker or anything. Also, not only this, Yes, Grype gives you the opportunity to also do it from the directory, but it also must have the Docker file folder that also includes the Docker process again. So even if you are a new developer, you're not very sure about Docker and you don't want to use it, we have the right thing for you. That was our little present to you that I said before, and I'm going to present it to you right now. So, as I said, we at Initialize deal with cloud native technologies and security. So we have created the right program, the right application for you, where you can easily, as a developer or a layman or startup or an enterprise, can directly um, get your repositories or your code base and directly deploy it without dealing with the process of security. So I'm going to demonstrate it to you right now, how you can do that, and you don't have to worry about using Grype there because we will be doing that for you. So as you can see, this is a very user-friendly um, interface. And to create your first image, you can give a name, and edit your. Right now, you can edit your GitHub's permissions and install this application on your GitHub. And then you can access your repositories right here. You can either use the whole repositories or you can also do the subfolders. Right now, I'm using the same application for which I had the image. You can also use a choose a subfolder, like same Docker file thing, and just a step away you can launch it. So here it will go through the whole SDLC process. First, it will be packaged we, into a scannable image, so you don't have to worry about creating the image through Docker because we will be doing that for you. And then it will be getting scanned, and then it will be going to the deploy test stage, where you can either approve or you can reject, and then you can deploy your application. So as you can see, the transition, we have cloned your code, and it is getting packaged, and that's how we do it. And you can also see everything right here. So this will show all the software component analysis in the logs, but that's something for next Friday. So as you can see, it is just the same as we saw on the Grype scanner, without the complexity of what do you say? Without a complexity of creating Docker images, because I know it's not a very lengthy process, but it is ad hoc for new people, and we are doing that for you. So why worry? Now you can see that yes, we have that right here, and you can check that on the website that what's wrong and you can fix it. Also, time to time, this application not only checks this once, but every time you deploy your application on newer versions, this will go through the whole process. And in your security, you can see a whole compliance thing on our compliance meter, and then um, you can fix it, and you don't have to worry about it. So that was mostly about Grype and about initialized platform and what the first component to secure supply chain. So this was mostly it, and thank you guys for joining. And I will see you next Friday.